Good morning, guys. Blake here with S&S Rentals. This is the day we've all kind of been waiting for. We're going to get started a little bit early. We've got some word from the Iowa DOT that the implosion may have been moved up a little bit, and so I wanted to get everything started so we don't miss anything and get this thing all documented. You know, this is a big day for Lansing. It's something that we all locals hate to see go down. It's kind of been it's a landmark for us here in Lansing, and everybody kind of knows and knows what this bridge means to us. A little history on the bridge. The bridge was started in service in 1931, so we got nearly 100-year-old bridge here, and it's one of the last steel grate truss bridges left. If you've been following the project or anything like that, you know that the new bridge is going to look a lot similar to it. The DOT worked with the community and realized how much it truly meant to us here, and the backdrop and the scenery of what the bridge produces for everybody. And so we're really glad that they heard us on this, and they're constructing the new bridge as a steel truss bridge. It will have a concrete deck, where this bridge currently has a steel grate deck. They say it's, the singing bridge is what people around here call it, because you hear it as it goes over and it just kind of hums. The way that today was supposed to go is that the DOT, the blasting company, is going to give us some warning horns. It will be, a half-hour warning horn, a 15-minute warning horn, 5-minute warning horn, and then it's going to come down. If the schedule has indeed moved up, I'm not sure what that's going to do for that schedule, but like I said, we wanted to get you guys going here right away this morning so we don't miss anything. S&S Rentals right now is filled, so we are not there. If you have rented with us or brought a houseboat up the river, even a small boat, maybe Bob was your instructor, Grandpa Bob, we are actually at his house. I'm sure he's pointed it out. And so luckily we've got a nice spot here to watch the bridge implosion. I'm going to kind of be in and out. Hopefully if you guys got any questions, go ahead and jump on, ask us some questions. I'll be in and out. I don't want to be interrupting anything once we get close, but we'll do what we can. It's about 5 degrees here this morning, so it's a little on the cold side. They've got the barges out breaking ice, keeping things open. The ferry itself is going to be down for about 3 or 4 days. It sounds like Monday is what they want to open it back up. Wendy, turn your camera horizontally. I will try and do that and see if it rotates. A lot of times when I do that, it doesn't actually rotate, so we'll give it a shot though. Let's do it now. Yeah, it says you can't turn it while recording, so unfortunately I'm going to leave it this way. I'll get out of the way though so you guys can see. What's going to come down today is, it sounds like they're going to bring everything from the Iowa side over to about the second pier on the Wisconsin side. It's supposed to come down. It's going to come down in pieces. The DOT has cut, and the Kramer, who is the contractor, has strategically cut most of the bridge apart already where they're going to blast at. And so what they're going to do is they've got charges in each of those cuts, and once it goes off almost simultaneously, these sections are going to come down. Right now the river stage is about 8 foot, just under 8 foot, so we are right at about pool level, and with the height of the bridge there, those sections should stay intact. And so when it comes down, they're expecting the bridge to still stick out of the water, and so but be in large pieces. And so then they're going to, after that, start picking these sections out of the water. They'll pick it out, torch it, cut it off so that they can handle it, take it off to the shore, and then they'll get it hauled away. It sounds like the bridge, most of it is heading up to La Crosse for recycling. There has been a few sections that have been strategically marked and that are going to be cut into pieces for display. I'm not sure how many of those pieces or anything like that, but they're going to maybe talk about the library here in town and maybe some other important places. So Madison and Ferryville, very cool. Barb, it is a sad day, but we're just glad to have a bridge here. This bridge means a lot. Again, if you've been following it, you've seen some data that 2,500 to 3,000 cars pass over that bridge each day. And so for the community of 1,000 people here, and mainly relies for our success in tourism and people coming in and out, that, you know, to have 3,000 people come into a town of 1,000 people supporting our small businesses and everything else, we're very lucky that they are actually replacing this bridge. So we'll take that not for granted. I do believe there's a few national and local TV channels. Lacrosse is here. I believe some NBC channels are here as well. Talking to a few people that are here, sounds like town is crazy. If you've been here for fish days, they said this is about fish days times 5 right now. Parking is at a minimum. We're very blessed that we were able to get this spot here from Bob. I'm very happy. Lansing, Illinois, sister town. I'm guessing you can see there's still a few cranes and lifts doing some work here. I would think that they're not going to stay there when the bridge blasting comes down, but we'll see. Jeannie, yes, someone else mentioned bringing it to landscape. Unfortunately, with the way the live is set up, if I turn my camera, it cuts the video. So we're just going to leave it this way. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Again, I'm going to get out of the way once we get a little bit closer. Right now we are waiting for the warning horns. We're supposed to get a few different warning horns, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, things like that. And so hopefully we'll be able to hear those and we won't be too surprised. Originally this was scheduled for 9:30. If you notice, we've jumped on a little bit early. This is because we've heard from local law enforcement, some other people, that the bridge has now been moved up, the implosion. So we didn't want you guys to miss anything. We are here to document this historical day in Lansing. The DOT's had many safety meetings and things like that. They've met with the local law enforcement, they've met with the EMS, they've met with the community. They've got a safe blast radius of about 1,200 feet. And so that comes, if you're familiar with Lansing, it goes to about Sheps. Riverside is kind of where that's at. And so they can't have anybody inside that blast zone when they're going to do it. They're not too concerned with debris and things flying like that, more so the blast sound wave coming. And they've, inside that blast radius, they've curtained windows in a lot of the homes and things like that. Maybe we'll see, once they get close, they're going to have drones up in the sky. So we've got a no-fly zone for any personal drones, but the blasting company is going to have drones, infrared or thermal drones, to make sure when they get close that there's not going to be anybody inside that zone. If they see that, they at any point may hit on the radio that they're going to stop, get them out of the way. I believe they've got a 4-hour break in the railroad right now. The tracks are covered, and so they're going to stop it, and at any point they can stop so that they can make sure this blast goes on safely. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. Hopefully everybody, obeys by this and keeps everybody on task here. It looks like a tug now has moved up to this barge that has the crane and the lift on it that's down. Looks like they're getting ready to move that, so we're still getting closer. How's that, guys, for the camera angle? I'm going to go grab my coffee and warm my hands up, and I will be back in just a few minutes, but we're going to leave this up. Again, we thank you guys for joining us. It means a lot to S&S to have the engagement. S&S has been in business since 1962, and this bridge, like I said, has been operational since early 1930s. So it has meant a lot to this community, just as you all do joining us here today for this. So I'll be back in a few minutes. How we doing, guys? I'm back. I got some hot coffee now. My fingers are warmed up. Bill's watching from Milwaukee. Welcome, Bill. Again, we're just waiting here, start hearing the warning horns on when they are going to get ready to blast the bridge. So, Grady, you want to be on video?
Yeah.
Fielder, you want to come say hi? All right, come say hi. There
Hi.
you are. Come on. You guys have seen us down the docks. This is Fielder and Grady. They get to skip school for a little bit today to see the bridge. What does the bridge mean to you guys?
A lot.
A lot? Why does it mean a lot?
Because we get to jump it.
You get to jump it? Yeah, so the old bridge that's up here that we're bringing down today, again, like I mentioned earlier, has the steel grating, and so if you've been across it, it's got some pretty sharp angles as you go up and then flatten out and go back down. So the boys, you guys compare it to going off a dirt bike jump, right?
Yeah, we love jumping it.
The new bridge, it's going to come up, again, concrete deck instead of the steel grate.
When we go under, when cars are going over it.
Yes, the sound that it makes, we talked about that too. The new bridge isn't going to make the sound from the steel grate, is it?
Yeah.
Nope.
The lights also do shine.
The lights, we're going to have new lights on the bridge too as well. And I think, so if you've been following the City of Lansing or any of those pages as well, I believe that they did sell off some of the lights that were on the bridge, as well as do a raffle to give away one of the lights from the bridge. And that is supposed to help with the funding of the new lights that are going to be on the new bridge. So I'm guessing, again, you'll be able to light up the new bridge in memory of people or for special occasions, just like they did before. Very cool, Russell. Yes, it's really adds to the night skylight on Lansing when you get a good night that the bridge is lit up. It's very cool. All right, back up a little bit. Looks like the tug has now moved over to the Iowa side. I'm not sure what they're doing, if they're just getting out of the way. Let's see. 500 people on our live. All right. We appreciate all you guys joining in for this moment with us.
500 people.
What, bud?
You can see the TNT.
Yep, you can see. So Fielder has pointed out that, I don't know if you can see it at home, but there's different charges put on the exterior of the bridge. And so that's going to be their blasting points. Like I mentioned, they're going to try and bring the bridge down in as big a chunks as they can. And so that this way, once the bridge is down, they can start picking it out with cranes and backhoes and things like that.
Big magnets.
Big magnets, you think?
Yeah.
They might. Might try and get some of the smaller pieces on the bottom of the river with magnets.
Yeah.
They've done underwater studies and surveys of everything so that they see what the condition of the river bottom is before blasting. And then next summer, they will do a post survey to make sure that they haven't disrupted any of the environment down there. We're about 5 degrees here, Joyce. It is cold this morning. Earlier this week would have been much better days, but obviously you know how the schedule goes. It was scheduled for yesterday, so I'm glad all you guys got the notification that it got rescheduled for today and can join us, which actually might have been a blessing. Yesterday it was pretty windy up here, and I think they probably would have had to delay the implosion anyways from the winds. So. Again, they're hoping to get everything down today from the Iowa side where the cantilever's out all the way to about the second pier over on the Wisconsin side. And so if they can drop all those sections in, they've already made pre-cuts on the existing members. And so the blasts will all be at strategic points to try and bring this bridge down in big sections and make it easier to clean up. I mentioned again, the ferry is out of service now until Monday is what they've got it rescheduled for. Jason, right now the river stage is about 8 feet, and so we're probably talking 10 to 11 foot in the channel is what the depth is, and so the bridge should stick out of the water. Once it's dropped down, they can grab it out of there.
The old bridge was really fun. Now we gotta say goodbye.
Now it's time to say goodbye to the old bridge. Dawn, I wish it was 21 here. It is cold, cold, cold.
I'm gonna go back inside and warm up.
try and bring it down so the comments don't cover the bridge. Yes, a lot of feelings going on today with the bridge being dropped. It's meant a lot to this community. Again, when I mentioned as a resident here, we're just very thankful that a new bridge is being constructed and that it's going to have a lot of similar characteristics to this bridge, so we won't lose it all. Punta Cana, I bet it is much warmer, Jessica, down in Punta Cana.
The new bridge is going to be taller.
It's going to be, yes, the new bridge is quite a bit bigger. It's going to be wider to help with semi-traffic and things like that. It's going to be taller. Another main reason for the new construction is you can see where the piers are currently for the existing bridge, and you can see how far over that the Wisconsin pier is now. So this is the tightest corner on the Mississippi River for commercial barge traffic. And so this is going to give them extra area to make this corner. You know, hopefully we don't see some of the things that we've seen in the past where we get a strong south wind and the barges come down, miss the corner, end up on shore and block off the complete channel. So hopefully with this extra room that they're given in the channel, that will also alleviate some of the issues there. You can also see over on the Wisconsin side the dolphins. So those dolphins were put in place to protect the old bridge piers, because when the barges would miss or not hit their lines, a lot of times they would bump in or run into those bridge piers. The new bridge, those are going to be taken out, and the new bridge is not going to have the dolphins in place. The DOT said that this bridge is designed to crumple a commercial barge like a pop can. And so I hope we don't have to see that, and but I also hope that they're right in their design. You can see a lot of ice here, so the crews have been working really hard to keep the water open. It's been a little bit colder than typical around here, so river locked up a lot sooner. Bonnie, no. As I mentioned, the steel grate decking on this bridge is kind of antiquated, and so they are going to have a concrete deck on the new bridge. So we are going to lose that sound as the cars go across over and over and over.
Yeah, how many cars have gone?
What, buddy?
How many cars have gone?
Well, how many cars have gone across the bridge, Fielder asked. I mentioned when they did the study on the traffic that 2,000 to 3,000 cars a day cross over this bridge in and out of Lansing. And so it's a very important to the community that those cars can make it back across. You know, La Crosse is probably one of the close. La Crosse and Prairie du Chien, we're kind of right in the middle of those. Those are some of the bigger municipalities that have grocery stores and things like that. And so people of Ferryville, DeSoto, Genoa, even Lansing, you know, they come and really support the town and getting groceries, the hardware stores, just everything in town here, like I said, is ran by small business owners. And so to have that support of the people, it's we're blessed to get a new bridge to replace this one. William, we are south of the bridge. We're about 1,600 feet away. The blasting radius that they have for a safe zone is 1,200 feet, so we are lucky to be able to be this close as we are. You want to go in and warm up a little bit? Dawn, the new bridge is already under construction. If you can look closely over here, you can see part of the new bridge. They've already got the approach up and some of the new steel. It's tough because it's right in line with the old bridge. And so right up there at the peak, you can see it behind it. The new bridge is a little bit taller. They've been working on the bridge for about 1.5 years now, and it's supposed to be completed sometime mid-2027. Luckily, they've got the ferry running right now. The Cassville ferry was kind enough to come up and run through the winter. They have made it clear that they're heading back in the spring to support the Cassville community throughout the summer. The DOT has awarded contract to bring a new ferry in. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they have good uninterrupted service. (9:33). We should be getting here go time anytime. Again, I don't know how loud the horns are gonna be, so whether we'll be able to hear them now or not, but we're watching closely. They do still have a tug up here in place, so I'm guessing we're still a few minutes away from blasting. We appreciate you guys joining us. I wish you all could be here. The town is filled. I mentioned before, if you've been here for Fish Days, it's kind of the biggest weekend in town. People right now said it's like Fish Days times 4, so a lot of people in town. Not much parking. We're lucky to have the spot that we do right now. Cami, I have not heard any of the warning horns yet. We are still waiting. Again, I don't know how loud they'll be, if it's just kind of around the construction zone for the horns, or if we'll be able to hear them down here. Looks like we've got another smaller boat heading over to the tug now. The blast is scheduled for 9:30, so we're a little bit behind schedule now. We went from moving it up to 9:10 to now it's 9:35, and we still haven't blasted or heard any horns. We've got the tug and barge and cranes still kind of in place, so I'm guessing that's got to move yet, but I appreciate you all being here. Again, it's about 5 degrees, so it's pretty cold. Hopefully our camera battery lasts and doesn't die on us before the blast, but we will do what we can, guys. Terry, thanks for joining. Former S&S employee, helping make all these boats that we rent out all summer extra clean for your enjoyment. So hopefully Terry is enjoying the Florida warmth right now. Kevin, yes, I will get out of the way here as soon as we get some warning horns. I'm just trying to make sure I can respond to anybody's comments as they come through. So we'll get close here and I'll get out of the way. Again, we're dropping the bridge from about the second pier over on the Wisconsin side to the Iowa side's first pier. And so I want to be able to show you guys as much as I can, and I will try to stay out of the way as much as possible. Mike is asking about the different kinds of rentals at S&S. Well, I'm glad you asked, Mike. I don't want to make this a big sales pitch because it is an important day for us, and appreciate everybody joining in. But S&S Rentals has been in business since 1962, renting vacation houseboats for people. We have a lot of different options right now. We've got our smallest houseboat sleeps 6 comfortably. Our biggest boats then sleep up to 10 comfortably. So they got 4 queen beds and a pull-out sofa. What I like to call it is glamping. You know, you're still out in nature, but we've got all the amenities of stove, air conditioning, heat. You know, it's very comfortable. If you've never experienced houseboating, this is the place to do it. Pool 9 is some of the best boating on the Mississippi River. I may be a little bit biased, but we have a nonprofit group called the Friends of Pool 9 that really takes care of this area. We've got a lot of great beaches to pull into and swim and enjoy the water. You know, people ask how COVID affected us. It was really good for us. People were able to get away and unplug and still get out and enjoy nature with family and really vacation still. So houseboating is a great place. The boats all have water slides on them. And so the upper decks you can sit out and have a drink on. It's a very relaxing vacation. So I thank you for asking, Mike. S&S also has daily pontoon rentals to get out on the water. If you've already got a place in town, an Airbnb or a hotel or something that you're staying in Lansing, come check us out. We're right on the river on the south side of town, and we can get you on a pontoon during the day to go fishing or, again, just enjoying the water. Cool. They are going to blow it up soon. I'm getting cold again.
Why don't you come inside? Okay, now I'm making hot chocolate.
Is she?
Yeah.
Cody, I agree. The anticipation is killing us. Or it might be the cold.
Yeah, what is that?
It's doing okay so far. Ronald, yes. Lately we've been doing a catfish tournament every fall. Mud Bum USA puts on a flathead and channel cat catfish tournament. It's been really, really good. Brings people into town and get to enjoy the pool. Some great fishing if you're a catfisherman. So Ronald, appreciate the plug there. Mary Ellen, yes. The debris. So like I said, there's charges strategically placed. The Kramer has already been cutting notches, so a lot of the material on the bridge is already cut off. You can say it's hanging by a thread, and so the blast charges are put specifically in those spots, and when it comes down, it's supposed to come down in large chunks. the bridge is tall enough, it should be sticking out of the water. They'll be able to grab it, torch it off in sections that they can handle, and then get it back over to the shoreline where it's going to be recycled up in the cross. Mike, good to see you, buddy. Oh, Mike Knutson, my hand warmers, I should have brought them for sure. My fingers are freezing. I think good for some hot coffee and a Yeti. We are approaching 800 people, so appreciate you all joining us. Yeah.
Need some more coffee.
Yeah, you want to go fill up my coffee for me? Thanks, bud. Waiting for the bridge to come down, bud. Not yet. Gary, we're about 1,600 feet away, so we are right on the edge of the blast zone. The safe zone is about 1,200 feet in diameter around the bridge, so we're just outside of that. They're not concerned with debris flying off. As I mentioned, most of the blasting spots are fairly cut apart already, and so it's hanging on by a thread. It's going to come down in big sections that they can lift out. The safe zone is more for the air and shockwave impact from the blast. A lot of the older homes with older windows, they've curtained off to protect those, and so we are outside of that just by a little bit. Again, the Blackhawk Bridge as we know it, standing here, that's coming down today, was in service in the early 1930s, so we're creeping up on a 100-year-old bridge here. It's amazing that the technology back then were able to do what they did and have this bridge stand the test of time. Again, like I said, barges hitting it, the ice and things like that moving. Really a testament to the guys that built this thing that's still standing today. And unfortunately, it's time to come down. We're blessed that they are putting up a new one. But it's a bittersweet day for sure. The lights on the old bridge, Cindy, I believe that they sold some of them. I think they raffled some of them off, and all that is to support funding the lighting the new bridge. Ron, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Leanne, yes, I intend to save this. It'll be posted on YouTube and stay on our Facebook page. All right, we're creeping up on just past 15 minutes behind schedule here, but I would bet we're getting close. Again, they're going to have thermal drones up, the state patrol, the local law enforcement, people, we are making sure that the blast area is clear. If it's not clear, they have to continue to delay it. So they've been asking for support from the community to make sure if you're in that blast radius, you are not outside. If they see anybody outside of that thermal drone, then they have to stop the blast process and start it all over. So that's potentially what we're waiting for here. Dave, yeah, like I was saying, 9:30 was supposed to be the detonation. We're obviously a little bit behind schedule now, so hopefully it keeps coming. Yeah, almost 10 to 10 now, so. I can only imagine the much safety and precautions they have to take to make sure that this thing goes down as planned and everybody stays safe. Mike, yep, Kramer has continued working on it. Obviously, there's days with ice and wind and things like that for safety that they can't work on the new bridge, but it is a year-round project working on the new bridge. They've started putting iron up on the Iowa side. Initially, they were supposed to start construction on the Wisconsin side, but as the old bridge moved, they were concerned with that coming down, and so they paused construction over there and moved to the Iowa side, and now hopefully they've got that kind of to a place where once this new bridge is down, they're going to start working back on the Wisconsin side's approach.
Why doesn't the metal rust?
They keep it painted and coated so that it doesn't rust. Gene, yep, we are south of the bridge right now looking north. Yep, head aside for a little bit, buddy. Dale, I was just thinking the same thing. I think it's the only thing keeping me warmed up and out here, though. Dave, we're about 5 degrees. It feels a little bit colder than that. The wind isn't too bad right now, so I don't think that's what's holding us up. But again, I'm sure they're going through lots of checks, making sure people are safe before they get this thing dropping into the water. I would think this tug and barge and crane has to move yet, so we'll continue watching that. Yeah, you can see possibly if you zoom in some of the charges across. That's where they're going to detonate and drop the sections into the water. Most of it is pre-cut already, so they're not blasting a ton of material. Again, they're not worried about debris flying throughout the zone. They're really worried about the shock wave that could potentially go, especially with the sound traveling across water and this little bit of wind we got. Yeah, bud. Yep, they got to get that barge out of the way yet, don't they? Yep.
Once that's moved, it'll probably only be a 5-minute warning.
Yep. Maybe we'll take another little break here, warm up our fingers and toes, and come back out in a few minutes. Guys, don't go anywhere. We are going to leave this up and going so we don't miss anything, you don't miss anything. And again, thanks for joining us. We'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm back here. Still no word on what's going on. I haven't heard any of the warning horns or blasts. The barge with the crane on it still in place here. I would guess that that's got to get moved. About a half hour past schedule now, so hopefully we are getting closer. I might have to stop and charge my phone battery here. We are getting down there. I don't have much left. That is not good. It's awfully cold here, so I'm sure that's not helping the fact. If we go down, guys, there are other live streams going on. I believe Sheps Riverside has one. The DOT has some live streams going on. We appreciate you joining us. And we will try to be here as long as we can. All right, I think I found a charger here. You're in? All right, let's see if we can get this thing charging. Not yet. There we go. I think we're charging her. Got power here. We are charging, we were down to 9%. Holy buckets. Now we are good to go, guys. We're not going anywhere. We're here for the long haul. This bridge is going to come down at some point, and we're going to be here for it. So please share the live. We appreciate everybody joining on. It is a historic day here in Lansing. This bridge is going to come down today. They are, as you can see now, they're moving the barge and tug with the crane on it. We've got a few vehicles over on the Wisconsin side by the construction zone that's still there, but we are moving and we are charging. So S&S Rentals right here is going to show you this bridge coming down no matter what time it happens. It's cold. It's about 5 degrees here today. The shoreline has cleared out, so hopefully people make it back. We have not heard of what the delay is, but we are going to be here regardless. So hopefully people that are in town for it don't miss it. I heard rumors of anywhere of 10,000 to 15,000 people were going to be here in attendance live. That is, if you've been watching, about 10 times the population of Lansing. So parking is at a minimum. I'm glad you guys are watching from home, nice and warm, or at work. We appreciate it. We've got nearly a 100-year-old bridge. 1931 is when service started. The bridge was built initially by private funding, private group that built the bridge. It was then closed and bought by the state. I think it was both Wisconsin and Iowa purchased part of it, and has been state owned and operated since then. The new bridge is being shared cost-wise between the Wisconsin DOT and the Iowa DOT. The Iowa DOT is the one taking charge on the design, the planning, and construction. What I found out is when this sort of thing happens where it's a shared unit, that they switch projects, right? So this project will be done by the Iowa DOT. The next Iowa-Wisconsin crossing will be done by the Wisconsin DOT. What, bud? Yeah. So the barge did move. I'm not sure if you can see it on, but the JLG lift is back up with somebody. I don't know if they're checking charges or what they're doing, but there is a guy out here on the basket looking at something on the bridge. So we're still standing by for the detonation. We are creeping up on 10:20 here, so we're about an hour behind schedule. We went from a half hour ahead of schedule to an hour behind schedule now. But again, I'm sure that there's lots of safety checks and measures put in place. Make sure everybody's safe, make sure this thing goes as planned. So we're out here braving the cold, and we're glad that you guys are joining us. Stick around, we are going to be here till the end. .10:30 is what we just got word on, so that is going to be the new time we're going for. So we will keep it updated here and keep this live stream going. We are back plugged in and charging. My phone is good to go. That was a worry I had, but See people starting to kind of filter back in above us here. I see a lot of Quick Trip cups. I'm sure that they're struggling to keep up with coffee being made this morning. We'll get some battery charged up here. Maybe I'll span around and show you how fast the ice is freezing up in the channel here. We've had the barges working behind us trying to keep this all open, and now they're getting staged for the detonation, and it's already starting to freeze up in front of them. So it's cold. The river flow is down, the water level's down, and so the stuff is freezing up pretty fast. Mike, it sounds like they're planning 3 to 4 days to get the bridge cleaned up. Like I said, the sections are all going to fall in fairly large sections. They're going to stick out of the water, and then they're going to be able to hook onto them with cranes and backhoes and pull them up, torch them off into manageable pieces, and then get them over to shore where they're going to haul them away for recycle. The ferry service has been suspended until Monday, so it sounds like they're going to get after it pretty quickly to get everything cleaned up out of the river as far as the main debris goes, and then whether they'll bring in divers to clear the floor of the river. But they've done surveys prior to detonation and demolition of the bridge, and then once they're done with the cleanup, they're going to bring the divers back in and do surveys on the riverbed to make sure, again, stuff hasn't been disrupted, or if anything needs to be touched back up so that the environment stays intact. Gentry wants to know what my favorite memory of the bridge is. I'd have to say it actually happened this year. We had a good family friend that they've been coming up for years, and they lit the bridge up in memory of my grandparents and our family, and that means a lot to us that they did that for us. Looks like the tug is now moving again. We'll see if it relocates or if it's going to get out of the way and start staging. Chastity wants to know how deep the water is. Right now, I mentioned we're just above pool stage, right around pool stage, which is 7'6" here. So we're about 10 to 11 foot of water under the channels right now. And so there should be plenty of bridge hanging above the water once it's down that they can grab onto. The bridge has all been pre-cut, and so they've cut members out. You could say it's hanging by a thread right now, and so all the charges are placed in those strategic cuts, and so when the blast goes off, these big sections are supposed to fall together straight down where they can pick them up out of there. Larry, I appreciate it. Shannon, welcome from Las Vegas. Can't wait to have you back this summer. Here are your thoughts on this. So we've got some bridge experts here that have been giving commentary throughout the project. Crystal, this is in Lansing, Iowa, right where S&S Rentals is home. We're north of our docks right now. Jim, I would bet he'd say he hit more than he did. Yes, all the great decking has been removed, and so you can kind of see, depending on the angle of the camera here, that there's all that's left is the cross bracing that holds the bridge together in tension, and so all of that has been removed, again, just for weight and things like that, and then they're going to bring down the sections into the water. That's the goal. Dana, I haven't heard any of the alarms sound yet. you can see over on the Wisconsin side, right about there, that's where some of the strategic cuts have been made, and that's where all the detonation charges are. One thing I haven't mentioned yet today is after the initial blast happens and they drop the main sections of the bridge, Purdue University is here, and over on the Wisconsin side, there's going to be another blast later on. They're doing some engineering testing on loads and failures and things like that. So they have preloaded a bunch of the cantilever that will be left, and then they're going to blast it and see with strain gauges and whatnot how much it actually takes for the bridge to fail and materials to fail. We've got some tourists coming in today, getting in the way of the camera. Once we start hearing the warning sounds, I'm either going to shove him over the railing here or we're going to shove him back into the snowbank somewhere upside down. The ferry will run all winter. They're going to bust it up with barges to keep the construction area open, and the ferry, it's free of charge. So you can come jump on the ferry in your car or motorcycle or whatever else. So very cool. I think they should probably leave some of the bridge in the river for fish habitat. What do you think, Mike? Make it a good crappie bed? Yeah, that's a good question, Bob. So the reason they're not mechanically taking the bridge down is because the bridge piers and whatnot have already moved, which is why it was shut down for safety concerns. And because of the movement of the bridge, they were afraid that as they start taking members apart, that the bridge is under a bunch of tension and that they're not sure how it would move once they start cutting it apart mechanically. And so their safest bet was to bring the entire thing down at once instead of pieces and the bridge failing on its own then with people in the way. Looks like the tug has just relocated. I don't see the lift back up, but it is now moved a little bit closer to the Wisconsin side. It is pretty close to the bridge, so I'm guessing that still needs to get moved into a safe location. Lexi, I appreciate it. I'm not sure most people would want to hear my voice. I don't think I like hearing my voice most of the time, but it's meant a lot. It's been a big project in town, so I've been trying to keep up with it as much as possible. And my engineering background, mine still has a lot of inquiries and things like that, so it's a very interesting process, and I'm blessed to be a part of it. Yeah, so the barges, in some cases, once it gets cold, they've been running 24/7, but just the barges alone, they've actually been breaking the ice all the way down to the south end towards the Driftless Center, and as the ice continues to float down, it piles up, but they've done a good job of keeping everything open for us and open for construction and that kind of stuff. Nope, the barge is shut down for the winter. So the only barges working right now are the construction barges. Because the lock and dam system's all closed down for maintenance. And so the barges can't go up through the lock and dams during the winter.
They should have more barges going in the winter because
Not yet, bud. Oh, the kids are getting anxious. I think we all are dying with anticipation here. We've got over 900 people joining us. 935 people joining us to watch the bridge come down.
It was 600 like 10 minutes
I
ago.
can't believe it. Again, share this with your family and friends that can't be here live. At this point, I'm wishing that I was watching it inside warm, but we're here with you guys, watching a monumental day here, a historical day in Lansing, as the Blackhawk Bridge is going to come down.
Why is it Blackhawk?
Chief Blackhawk was one of the Indian tribes. He was the chief of the Indian tribe that was in the area. And that's who they named the bridge after. Another fun fact is the Blackhawk Bridge was actually not an official name. It was adopted by the locals here and kind of just stuck. As far as the government goes, it was just known as the Lansing Bridge. So opinions are open and requests are being taken for what the new bridge should be called. Blackhawk 2? Maybe once we drop the bridge, we'll rename the video Blackhawk Down. Or should we leave that just for the helicopters that perished? Yeah, I don't know either. Miss Jenny says hi, Fielder. Yeah. You heard a horn? I didn't hear it.
You did?
No. When did you hear it?
Inside.
Hmm.
You never heard one?
No.
Thought we did. Who thought we did? How much longer?
I don't know, buddy.
Oh, I shouldn't call my classmates. It would search up SNS boat rental. That's what
Yeah.
it's gonna be live on that. My teacher. I bet if you tell mom to text her, and yeah.
Maybe. Blackhawk Jr. What other name recommendation should the new bridge be named? Kind of like naming a boat. So many options. Travis, we've not heard any horn sound yet.
I skate on this ice.
Nope.
Not big enough.
Nope, not big enough. I don't know, buddy. Drake, just let your boss know that you're watching the Blackhawk Bridge come down. I'm sure they'll understand. We are almost to 1,000 people. Make sure you share the live. We appreciate it, guys. All right, if you saw, we got a big cloud of black smoke, so the tug is back under power here and making another move. We will see if they move into a safe position or if they're still out checking things.
Dad, the drone is sending up, so like that. So
What?
I'm pretty sure it's still gonna be a little while.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit here. Jester, I like it. Gentry, even better.
Dad, probably once the drone goes up, that's probably gonna mean like
Yeah.
the 5
Yep, we'll
minutes,
watch
10
for the
minutes.
drones. $1,000 people. We love it. 1,000 people watching us, Fields.
1K.
If you like the video, make sure you get on the S&S Facebook page and give us a like and a follow there. We've always got great rental deals throughout the year to get out on the water. We could really use a little bit extra support here. So, like I mentioned, 2,500 to 3,000 cars go across this bridge every day. And once this bridge is down, just it being shut down this fall with the ferry going, we're down to a few hundred cars that get transported between Wisconsin and Iowa. And so the town is supported mainly small businesses. We really appreciate any support we get to keep this town running. Jester S&S started in 1962. Today it would be a little hard. The water's a little stiff out there, but you come back in this summer, we'll definitely get you out on the water. Probably should have worn my pack boots today instead of the steel toes. My toes are starting to get a little cold again, but we're here, guys. We are here to watch this bridge come down. Sun's out. The wind has died down now, a little bit out of the northeast wind, probably 3 to 5 miles an hour, I would guess. That was the main concern from the DOT and the detonation company, was that with all these stress cuts out of the bridge already, is that the slightest amount of wind could bring this bridge down unplanned. So we got a good day today to do this. Appreciate everybody joining and watching with us, and I don't think we're too far away. We're about an hour behind schedule now. Somebody had said 10:30 is what we're shooting for, so I haven't heard any different. I expect real soon we're going to start hearing some warning horns. That main work tug is moving farther over to the Wisconsin side. I'm guessing still doing some final checks on the charges to make sure everything's good. I can only imagine that the temperature probably has a little bit to do with the electronics and everything else. So again, they're making sure everything is set in place, working correctly, so that this thing comes down as planned. There's going to be a lot of moving parts, a lot of big sections to come down. You know as much as I do, buddy. You just gotta wait and listen. I know you're getting impatient.
Why?
Gentry, I never did hear who won the button pushing raffle that they had going on. Try and move this down a little bit, get you guys a better view. 1,100 people joining us to watch the bridge come down.
When is it gonna come?
I expect 1,100 people to rent a pontoon next summer, come and see the aftermath of the bridge coming down. How's that sound? Keep us busy next summer. So, yep, we just had somebody ask what parts are coming down. The main arch is coming down. Right here, that main arch is coming down. And then over to about the second pier on the Wisconsin side is supposed to come down. And then to the first pier here, about where the new bridge is stopped from being constructed right now. There's going to be a little bit of a cantilever left over there as well. Go warm up. You'll hear it. We got time. Go warm up. Coffee on the river would be a great place to watch the bridge right now. It looks like the work barge is still under the bridge or close to being under the bridge, so we're going to kind of keep an eye on that. That's going to be my cue that they're really getting things ready to go here. Justin, initial time was 9:30 Central Time. It's now 10:42. We don't have any updates on what's going on, but we are going to stay here until this bridge comes down today. Last I heard is they had a 4-hour window of time that the railroad was going to be shut down. They covered the tracks, and so between 8 and noon here today is when they have a window of time to bring the bridge down that the railroad is going to be stopped. Tessa, thanks for asking. Yes, we'd be happy to help anybody get on the water this summer at S&S Rentals. We can get you out on a daily pontoon rental. We also offer weekend and midweek vacation houseboat rentals. So get the family or friends together and rent a houseboat or two and spend a few nights out on a sandbar glamping on the Mississippi River. Tyler, the Eastern Alameda Community School District's mascot is the Keyhawk. If you've been living under a rock for the last 40 years, we are home of one of the winningest high school baseball teams in the nation. Multiple state championships. Proud to be a Keyhawk here in Lansing. I'm going to try and move the camera over here. We got one of the barges breaking ice here. So this is what we got going on all winter long. These guys are working hard to keep the river open. That will allow for the construction barges and cranes, as well as the ferry, to operate all winter long. Estimated completion on the new bridge is sometime in 2027. Again, this bridge is being brought down now because construction has caused the old bridge foundation and bridge to move. You can see over on the Wisconsin side where they put piers and things like that in already for the new bridge. During that construction, the old bridge has moved and is no longer safe. They're afraid if they continue work over there that the bridge will come down unintended. And so for the safety of everybody involved in the construction of the new bridge, this bridge is coming down today. You can see the initial plan was to work from the Wisconsin side over to the Iowa side. With the movement, they transitioned and have now started putting steel up on the Iowa side and are ready now to start work again on the Wisconsin side. What they're going to need to do, though, is place some shoring towers for the pilings and things like that for the new bridge that's coming. And the old bridge is in close proximity, to where they're going to be working. And so for the safety of everybody involved, they're bringing the old bridge down and then going to resume construction on the Wisconsin side as intended. Not sure if you can see it at home, but again, we've got some people moving around over on the Wisconsin side of the construction zone. And so hopefully we'll kind of keep an eye on them. Once they clear out of there, we're going to be getting close. So in the meantime, appreciate all you guys joining us. Be sure to share this live stream for everybody. This is a historical moment here in Lansing for us. Kevin, no, there are no licensing requirements to rent a houseboat here. We navigate on inland waters, and so we are still clear of any requirements. S&S does do a great job giving instructions the day of your rental, whether you want to operate the boat on your own, or we will also do all the driving for you, take all that responsibility away to make sure you guys have a good, enjoyable vacation while you're out. Mary Ann says 5-minute warning horn is coming soon, so keep our fingers crossed. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining. We are live streaming today of the detonation and implosion of this almost 100-year-old Blackhawk Bridge here in Lansing. The bridge is coming down to finish completion on the new bridge that's supposed to be completed in 2027 sometime. And we are just blessed that we are able to be a part of it today and that you guys are joining us.
Hi.
We've got some kids off of school to watch this moment. Dad made the decision that this is a once-in-a-lifetime deal, and so we want to be here in person. It's going to be an awesome day. Appreciate all the likes and all the shares you guys are giving us. We are just waiting patiently for these warning horns and get time to blast this thing down. Again, I don't know if you can see it on the live, but there's charges placed all the way across the bridge. Their intention is to blast this thing, and it's going to come down in large sections. The piers are going to come out at a later time, so only the steel structure is going to come down today. Once it's down, then they can start picking the chunks and torching it into handling sizes and get the bridge out of the river and resume construction, resume the ferry operation, things like that come Monday. So if you are local here and you're watching this on the live stream as well as being local, there's going to be an initial blast that's going to bring the main parts of the bridge down. They say about a half hour after we're going to hear another small blast. What that is, I mentioned, is Purdue University is on site. Their engineering department is doing some testing, stress testing and things with loading as far as the materials goes. So don't be alarmed, but that is going to be happening over on the Wisconsin side. That Purdue University is going to be doing that. Once the bridge is down and the area is deemed safe, the highways are going to open back up. People will be able to move around about. But that's kind of the schedule of events here as we get closer to detonation. Sandy, yes, all the charges are going to come off almost simultaneously within milliseconds. But if it was slowed down, you will hear it be in a sequence. And that's, again, so that they can start these charges off and bring this bridge down in large sections. But it will be fairly quick. and sound live almost simultaneously.
I see boats running back and forth, but
Yeah. Looking over there now on the Wisconsin side, it looks like the workers have cleared out, and so hopefully we are getting real close to detonation time. Conrad, 6 or 7, you are hilarious. We've got 7 and 8-year-old, 9-year-olds here watching, and they are loving your comment. Janelle, the last thing I heard is the DOT and the blasting company has a 4-hour window that the railroad is going to be shut down. And so we are trying to get that done here before noon, was the last thing I had heard as far as the railroad goes. It looks like that work barge is moving again. We'll keep an eye on that, see where that goes. Hopefully it's going to get into a safe spot here and we are getting close to go time.
it's hard to see it from that live post, but
Yeah.
what is that? Well, it just keeps it running.
Moving around, making their last checks.
I don't see much of the oil. I think it's 67. You had 67.
At some point, yeah. We are about 1,300 people joining us. We thank everybody for joining us and watching this historic day in Lansing. It sounds like we've got people from all over the country as well as Punta Cana still on here. So exciting day here in Lansing. Bittersweet day that the Blackhawk Bridge is coming down, and hopes to continue operations on building the new bridge. Again, you can hear the barges running behind us. Those guys are breaking the ice, trying to keep everything opened up for the construction and the ferry in the future. It's about 5 degrees here right now, low winds, so it should be a good day for blasting. I haven't heard on the delay of why it's not happened at 9:30. It's allowed a lot of you guys to join in, which we're happy about. I do know that the cold obviously does affect electronics. You've noticed in the last few weeks that the ferry has been inoperable at certain times because of the cold. It's affecting their electronics on the ramps going up and down, and so now they've got heaters and things like that. All these charges are happening electronically as well, so I'm guessing they're doing some last minute charge checks and things like that to make sure that this bridge comes down as it's intended. Looks like that main barge is going to make a big move here, so hopefully it's moving out of the way and back into a safe zone, and we are getting closer to detonation. Looks like our phone stopped charging here, so we are gonna interrupt it here, try and get this thing charging again. There we go. Oh, come on. We're back at 55%, so hopefully that's going to be enough to get us through here. There we go. Oh. About time for a new phone. All right, we are charging again. Try and get as much of the bridge in the picture for you guys. Looks like that construction barge is making a big move here, hopefully getting out of the way, and we are moments away from detonation on this thing. He's making a big turn, hopefully he's coming south, and we will shortly hear one of the warning horns. That should be the 5-minute charge warning. If you're just joining us, it looks like we are getting close. The barges are moving out of the way. Again, we're sitting about 1,600 feet away from the bridge right now. The blasting safe zone that the DOT has published is about 1,200 feet, so we're pretty close, about as close as you can get. The bridge has all been pre-cut in strategic places on the members of the bridge so that they can blast it and bring all these sections down in large chunks that they can then torch and lift out of the river. They have said that they're not concerned with debris flying in that 1,200 feet safe zone, but they are concerned, what we're going to feel here is the shock wave of the blast. And so it looks like everybody is clearing out now, and we should be getting moments away from blasting. They've got some thermal drones up in the air that they're going to watch and make sure that nobody is in the blasting zone at any time. If they see somebody there, they're going to stop and restart this whole procedure over. So we hope everybody is following the rules and being safe out there.
Dad, are the thermal drones up?
I don't know. Got to look for them. If you're familiar with Lansing, the safe zone goes about to the south side of the marina on the north side, down to Sheps Riverside on the south side. Highway 26 is closed, coming in and out of Lansing right now for this. Once the bridge is down, everything's safe. They will reopen that. Like I mentioned, a little bit after the main detonation, there's going to be a single blast. Purdue University is here to do engineering tests, and they'll be doing that after the main part of the bridge has come down. It looks like all the people have cleared out of the Wisconsin side. The bridges and barges are moving out of the way here, so I think we're getting close, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like there's a few pigeons flying around. Hopefully no pigeons will be harmed during this, but I don't think that's going to hold us up from blasting.
Yeah, but I think a pigeon does fly. I just say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're now about 2 hours in, a little bit behind schedule. But again, there's a lot of things that go into this to make sure everything happens correctly and most importantly, safely. So everybody's back on the shoreline, it looks like, and hopefully we're getting ready to blast. I think so.
Dad, how loud is the blast?
I don't know. I bet it's pretty loud.
Then yours are gonna be dead.
It'll be like on the movies when like we get a whole blast of air coming at us.
What if I get blown back into the water?
Oh gosh, good thing we got a railing here.
Yeah.
How big of waves do you guys think it's going to cause when it falls into the water?
Big wave.
Think it's going to wash all this ice out of here?
Maybe.
Think so?
Hopefully.
What one?
Tell them where we're at.
Huh?
Tell them where
I did.
Yeah, they are.
We're in Lansing.
Why don't you tell them where we're at it?
I hear some sirens going off right now. I don't know if that's local law enforcement or emergency services or if that's our warning horns. So
Yeah. I want to go tell everybody inside.
okay. Yep. Better hurry. Tammy, I think we're about 5 degrees right now. Like I mentioned earlier, there's not a lot of wind. It's really died down, so they should have a good day for blasting, other than the temperature here. My toes feel like it's about 10 below, but other than that, we're doing pretty good. We're staying warm. If the comments are there, I'm going to lower this down a little bit farther. Hopefully the comments stay below the bridge. close, okay? Stay back. Stay back. Please. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You just watched it live. The bridge is down. The skyline of Lansing will never be the same. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the detonation of the Blackhawk Bridge. So we thank everybody for joining. It looks like everything went as planned. Again, as you can see, the bridge came down in fairly large sections. So now they can start picking it up, torching it out, and getting it out of the river, and proceed with construction, proceed with the ferry operation. It's a bittersweet. I'm glad everybody was able to join us. I'm sure there's a lot of emotions going on here today, but we're glad that there's a new bridge being put in place. And so if you're in the area, definitely stop by Lansing and stop by the local stores. We all appreciate the support, and get a view of what this river looks like right now without a bridge in place, and as the construction of the new bridge comes up. So again, thank you guys. We'll leave this going for a little bit more just to kind of let you watch what happens. There will be a second detonation, like I mentioned, with the Purdue University doing a engineering study, but that should be about it for today, and we appreciate you guys all joining. I just saw it. I'll see what I can do. It's going to be posted on our SNS Rentals live or Facebook page. So I'll leave it on there. I'm going to see if I can download it and then, put it on YouTube. And I'm sure, they'll be on site.
Because I had it. I got it. Just as it exploded. But I thought there was going to be like a warning or something.
I heard some sirens, but I'm guessing that's what it was. But yeah, I just caught it out of the corner of my eye too.
Well, once I heard the explosion, I was freaked.
Hey, were you?
Yeah, and I just saw it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Can you stay for the second explosion?
We'll see. We'll hang around a little bit. All right, if you're joining us, guys, we just watched the Blackhawk Bridge implosion here in Lansing. About 11:15, the bridge came down, and as you can see, the skyline in Lansing has changed dramatically. It's a bittersweet feeling here as a local. We're blessed that a new bridge is coming up. Now that the bridge is down, you can see that it appears that it all came down as planned. There's large sections sitting in the water, and now the contractor will work to start picking those sections out of the water, torching them into pieces that they can handle, putting onto a semi and hauling for recycle into up in La Crosse, Wisconsin. The new bridge is slated to be completed in 2027. There is a ferry running. Currently, the Cassville Ferry has agreed to come up and work through the winter. The state is working on a contractor to come in and run the remainder of the construction season once the Cassville Ferry leaves. And so Lansing is open for business. Please, as a business owner, we appreciate any support you can give us. The town depends on the transportation across the river, the people coming across the river, a lot of small businesses. I mentioned earlier in the live that a town of 1,000 people and 2,000 to 3,000 cars a day crossed over that bridge. And so you can get to us from La Crosse down the Minnesota side. You can come down the Wisconsin side and take the ferry across. From the south, you can come up from Prairie on the Iowa side. Or again, you can come up Highway 35 and cross on the ferry. Businesses are open. Lansing is here. And we appreciate you guys joining us for this. And we will keep you posted in the future on any new news as far as the new bridge construction goes. But this is it for today. Here in Lansing, the Blackhawk Bridge has been dropped.